Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Amprex. To get the blueprint for the Amprex, you simply have to head over to the Energy or Corpus lab in your dojo. Though first you will have to build 8 field drone, for which you can also get the blueprint in the Energy lab. The Amprex is a Mastery Rank 10 primary beam weapon that does pure electricity damage with good crit, good status, and somewhat long reload. This isn't just an ordinary beam weapon though. The Amprex is a chain of lightning gun, so you have a primary beam that has a range of 18 meters, which will then chain to up to 3 enemies that are within 10 meters of your original target. And while you can increase the range of the primary beam with Sinister Reach to up to 30 meters, the secondary beams will always stay at 10. And other than that, the Amprex does have a damage ramp up just like other beam weapons, so when you first start firing, you're only doing 30% damage, which ramps up to 100% damage over 0.6 seconds and then decays back down once you stop firing it. When it comes to the build on the Amprex, there's actually a lot of stuff you can do. The build I personally prefer is focused more on dealing a lot of AoE damage, where you go with Hybrid and you run Corrosive and Heat with Argon Scope for more crit chance. This one is particularly strong versus the Grenier and the Corrupted, but it also performs really well versus the Infestation, with the only weakness being the Corpus, though it doesn't scale as well as this build, which is running Viral, Hunter Munitions, and Heavy Caliber. This one scales much better than the previous build, but only on the primary target. The damage on the secondary targets is significantly weaker here. These builds are not set in stone though, so if you would rather have this build with more crit chance, you can take out Heavy Caliber, put in Argon Scope, or even Bladed Rounds if you want more crit damage, and so on. So it's very much up to you. The best thing you can do with the Amprex is to just try out different builds and figure out which works the best for you. I really like the Corrosive and Heat setup because even if you have multiple beefy enemies standing next to each other, you're continuously stripping armor from all of them, so once you kill your primary target, the secondary target is already weakened by all the armor stripping you've done to it. But I also know a lot of people that prefer the Viral setup instead. Now, I would usually run some kind of a reload mod on a weapon that has a reload time of 2.6 seconds, but the Amprex has 100 rounds in the magazine and it spends its ammo very slowly, so you actually have plenty of time with each magazine, so the 2.6 second reload doesn't feel all that bad. Would I recommend the Amprex? Absolutely, 100%. This is still one of my most used primary weapons and one of my favorite primary weapons in the entire game. It might not do the most damage or have the biggest AoE, but what it does have is a good combination of both. So it does enough damage to deal with the vast majority of the stuff that the game will throw at you, while also having enough AoE and clear to be a really awesome farming weapon. That's what makes the Amprex so good. It's an amazing farming weapon that does good enough damage to farm pretty much anything you would want to farm in the game outside of Steel Path, and you can also tailor it to do what you want it to do because the build is fairly flexible. So if you're thinking about getting the Amprex, definitely go and get it. And that's pretty much all there is to say, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and it was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.